7 years had passed since I vanished. Long enough for my name to fade, for my story to turn into a rumor people only half remembered. I became a living ghost. But tonight I returned. The ballroom shimmered with gold and vanity. Crystal chandeliers, laughter that didn't reach the eyes, and the kind of music people play to forget the rot beneath their wealth. I stood among them, silent, unrecognized, dressed in black. The invitation that brought me here bore no name, only a mark that belonged to me. Then I saw her, a waitress, maybe 28, holding a silver tray that trembled slightly in her hands. Her eyes locked on mine, and time folded on itself. "Sorry," she murmured, her voice thin, uncertain. "You look familiar." I turned slowly. Those eyes, I'd seen them every day in my dreams. My daughter. The name almost slipped past my lips, but I swallowed it. Names hold power, and she'd given hers up the day she chose her mother's lies over my truth. I gave a faint smile. "Do I?" She searched my face like she was sifting through ashes for something that still had warmth. For a flicker of a second, guilt crossed her features. Then, from across the ballroom, laughter rang out, sharp, polished, and venomous. Her mother, my ex-wife, still graceful, still lethal in her beauty. She hadn't seen me yet, but she would. And when she did, the perfect kingdom she built from betrayal would finally collapse. I can still hear that night, the night everything ended, our daughter's wedding. The music had stopped when her hand met my face. 200 guests frozen in horror as she screamed accusations I never deserved. My daughter clung to her, crying tears rehearsed for effect. That slap wasn't anger. It was strategy. It killed more than a marriage. It buried a man. I walked away that night stripped of everything. My name, my home, my reputation. She took it all except for one thing. The truth. 7 years later, I rebuilt myself. Quietly, ruthlessly. I bought companies, crushed rivals, and built an empire in the shadows. The same empire that funded tonight's event. Every cent of this glittering evening came from me. But I wasn't here for revenge, not at first. I told myself it was closure. Then I saw my daughter again, working as a servant for the same people who once cheered her betrayal. Something inside me shifted. Not pity, recognition. Life had punished her more cruelly than I ever could. Her mother hadn't lifted a hand to help her. The universe has its own way of balancing debts. I watched them from a distance. The woman who destroyed me and the girl who helped her do it. My ex-wife looked untouched by time, but her eyes betrayed her. The hunger was still there, the same hunger that once fed on my trust. Guests whispered around her. Her company was failing, her charm fading. She didn't know that the anonymous investor keeping her afloat these past 2 years was me. Every loan, every deal, every lifeline led to this night. When my daughter passed me again, her eyes lingered longer this time. Something in her was breaking open. She spilled a drink when our old lawyer approached me. The same man who'd helped him ruin me. His face went pale the moment I greeted him by name. I didn't need to threaten him. Fear spoke for me. By midnight, everything was set. Every secret, every forged signature, every hidden affair was lined up to detonate. All that was left was for her to realize who had been holding the match. The music stopped. The screen behind the stage flickered to life. Her company's logo appeared, followed by a single line of text. Effective immediately, all assets of RE Holdings are acquired by Holt Enterprises. My name, the name she had erased from existence. The crowd went still. Cameras flashed. Gasps filled the air. She turned, and when her eyes found mine, her face drained of color. "Aiden," she whispered. I walked toward her, calm, deliberate. "You always said I was nothing without you." Her lips trembled. "You can't." I already did. Her knees gave out. She sank into a chair, her mascara streaking down her face like ink in the rain. My daughter stood nearby, tears running silently, not for me, but for the world that had just shattered around her. I approached her gently and handed her an envelope. Inside, a deed, a share certificate, and a note with 2 words, "Start over." Behind me, her mother screamed my name, ordering me to stop. I didn't turn around. I already have, I said quietly. The silence that followed was heavier than vengeance. Outside, the night air was cold but clean. 7 years ago, I walked away with nothing but shame. Tonight, I walked away again, but this time I chose it. Power isn't revenge. Power is peace. Through the glass doors, I looked back one last time. She was on her knees, and our daughter stood beside her, holding the letter. They weren't weeping for me. They were mourning the truth, that I had become everything they said I couldn't, and they had become everything I refused to be. I left without a word, without forgiveness, just silence, the kind that comes when you stop bleeding for those who once made you bleed.